In the previous video, we covered the distribution of water resources around the world. We learned that the distribution is uneven and only a fraction amount of it is fresh and easily accessible. We also learned about its geopolitical implications. Now let us come to the environmental implication of this distribution of water resources. As we have studied in the previous video on the distribution of water resources, that only 2.5% of the total water is fresh water. And out of this 2.5%, only 0.01% is surface water in the form of rivers, lakes, ponds, etc., which is fresh and easily accessible. Now you will be surprised to know that this easily accessible fresh water in the form of surface water has been sustained over billions of years through a cycle known as hydrological cycle. Now let's learn about the hydrological cycle. It is the continuous movement of water on and above and below the surface of the earth. It's nature's way of recycling water, ensuring that the same water has been sustaining life for billions of years. As you know, 97.5% of the total water is stored in oceans, containing majority of the water. The first component of hydrological cycle is evaporation. Water from the surface turns into water vapor and rises into the atmosphere. The sun's heat provides energy for evaporation. The second component is condensation. As the water vapor rises and cools, it transforms back into tiny water droplets forming clouds. The next component is precipitation. When the water droplets in clouds combine and become too heavy, they fall back to the Earth's surface as precipitation. Rain, snow, sleet, or hail, depending on the temperature condition. The water that falls back to Earth flows in rivers, gathers in lakes, or sweeps into the ground, replenishing groundwater. Some of this water eventually makes its way back to the oceans, completing the cycle. This is how the hydrological cycle works. Now let us understand the role that forest plays in this cycle. Trees and plants have roots that burrow into the soil, creating tiny pathways. When it rains, these pathways help the water to infiltrate into the ground instead of just flowing over the top. The roots of the trees and plants hold the soil together. This prevents the soil from getting washed away during heavy rains, ensuring more rainwater sinks in. Trees have a wide leafy canopy that act like an umbrella. When it rains, the leaves slow down the raindrops, allowing the water to trickle down slowly. This gives the soil more time to absorb the rainwater. In this way, trees help in reducing runoff, at the same time increasing infiltration. Runoff is when rain falls and flows over the land's surface without sinking in. When rainwater sinks into the ground and goes down to replenish the groundwater, it's called infiltration. In simple terms, forests and trees act like sponges and sturdy guards. They absorb rainwater directed into the ground and ensure it doesn't rush away over the surface. This helps in recharging groundwater sources and reduces the chances of floods or soil erosion. Now, because of agricultural expansion, urbanization, and infrastructure development, forests are increasingly cut, leading to deforestation. Now, what happens when these forests are cut? This will lead to increasing chances of flood because of rapid runoff. The groundwater aquifers will not be able to replenish itself because of decreasing infiltration. Areas experiencing low rainfall will be at increasing risk of facing drought. Climate change has further exacerbated this by decreasing the amount of rainfall as the rainfall has become more erratic and droughts have become more intense. With global warming, the glacier ice is melting, leading to increased risk of sea level rise and also more intense and frequent cyclones. Now, these were some of the quantitative changes which have been taking place. The leading cause being agriculture, which is responsible for 85% of total water usage. At the same time, with increasing urbanization and industries, qualitative changes have also been taking place, mainly because of pollution from household and industries, which contribute around 80% of the total pollution. This means agriculture is causing major quantitative changes in our water resources. We are using a lot more water than we used to, primarily for irrigation and farming. On the other hand, it is our industries and household that lead to major qualitative changes. This means the quality of the water we have is declining due to pollution and waste. But not all is lost. There are solutions we can adopt to tackle this depletion and degradation. For agriculture, efficient irrigation by using drip irrigation and sprinklers, we can minimize water wastage and ensure crops get just the amount they need. By rainwater harvesting, farms can set up systems to collect and store rainwater using it during dry periods. By growing crops that are suited to the local climate and require less water can be a game changer. In industries, wastewater treatment before releasing water back into nature, industries should treat it to remove harmful chemicals and pollutants. By recycling water, industries can reuse water within their processes, reducing the total amount of fresh water they consume. By adopting eco friendly processes and technologies, it can minimize water use and contamination. At the household level, simple steps like fixing leaks, using water saving appliances, and turning off taps when not in use can make a big difference, thereby reducing consumption. Avoid flushing or disposing of chemicals, oils, or medicines down drains. These can contaminate water resources. We should educate and spread awareness. The more we know, the more we can do. Sharing knowledge about water conservation with family and neighbors amplifies our collective impact. This, along with afforestation and reforestation, can go a long way in increasing the quantity as well as the quality of the water resources. In conclusion, water is a shared responsibility. Each drop counts, and every action, big or small, has a ripple effect on our water resources. By making mindful choices in agriculture, industries, and our homes, we can ensure a sustainable and healthy future for all. In the next video, we will cover water resources in India. Till then, you can try these previous year questions.